What is going on, guys? Boy Trent's back in a video, and today's video, a little different type of video than what I usually post, but I do want to talk about my experience in Gainesville, Florida from this past weekend. Now, of course, this past weekend, my Ole Miss Rebels were in Gainesville, Florida, taking on the Florida Gators. Now, this is my first time ever coming to Gainesville, Florida, and this is my first time ever going to a Florida Gators football game. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my experience there in Gainesville, Florida, and of course, talk about the game and just talk about what will happen that day. So in this video, I will say this video is going to be super long. I got several things I do want to discuss in this video, and the way I'm going to do this video is I am going to do this video in order by event during the day. So me as an Ole Miss fan, of course, I'm a season ticket holder. I have not missed a Ole Miss football game now in years. But me as a fan, I always love getting there early at games. Me as an Ole Miss fan, I always love going to the Grove. I always love watching the Walk of Champions. I'm one of those fans who always loves getting the full experience. That's just how I am. Now, I know some fans show up at the last minute, and if that's what you want to do, or that's just how you are, that's okay. That's your decision. But I'm just telling you how I am. I'm different than some people. But I'm one of those, I love getting the full experience every home game. I always love going to the Walk of Champions. I always love going to the Grove. I always love going to games. I always love the full experience. And anytime I go to away games, I'm the same way. And once again, this is my first time ever coming to Gainesville, Florida. This is my first time ever coming to a Florida Gators football game. So this trip was just me and my dad. Just us two there at the game. And I told my dad, I'm like, okay, look, there's a possibility we may never come here again to the town of Gainesville. There's a possibility we may never come to a Florida Gators football game ever again. So basically, I'm like, okay, while we're here, let's get the full experience. My dad kind of the same way. Here at Ole Miss and even away games, we love getting the full experience. So if it's a Ole Miss game or if it's a away game, we like getting there probably 3 or 4 hours before kickoff. That's just how we are. So this past Saturday, the game was at 12 o'clock Eastern time there in Gainesville. So I got there at 8 o'clock sharp Saturday morning. I was there super early. I was there early because I want the full experience. Of course, I want to go to the game. Of course, I want to see the players get off the bus. I want to check out the other nearby stadiums, and I want to see all the events, going on during game day. I want to check out the outside and the inside of the stadium. Basically, this is my point. I want the full experience, and I want to check out everything there in the town of Gainesville, and I want to check out everything on campus. So anyway, we got there very early Saturday morning. Once again, I was there at 8 o'clock. 4 hours before kickoff was when I got on campus. So of course, whenever fans are on campus, what is the first thing you do? Well, you got to find a parking space somewhere. So anyway, we start driving around, trying to find a parking space there on campus. And well, yeah, since you get there 4 hours early, you're there before most fans show up. So as far as parking, we had several options to choose from. There was several RV parking lots there in the area, several parking garages, several open, just like gravel places nearby. Of course, several restaurants and shopping areas you could park at in the area as well too. So as far as parking, several options you could choose from. As far as prices, and I didn't drive to every single place they're in town or in campus. But just from the nearby areas I checked out, it seemed like prices were kind of average compared to everybody else. It seemed like prices were anywhere from like 20 to 40 or 50 bucks. Ole Miss, kind of the same way too. There at Ole Miss, if you park on campus, you got to have a parking pass. But if you park outside the campus, people just charge cash. And the ones outside the campus usually charge. Of course, non-conference games are cheaper than conference games. But for Ole Miss, even if you park outside the campus, possibility you still may spend 40 or 50 for parking. Florida, same way as well too. So as far as prices, they seem average compared to everybody else. So anyway, we found a good parking space close to the stadium, got a very good deal. So anyway, we found our parking space and we start walking to the stadium. You also, I want to mention this as well too. Now, the way I'm doing this video in order by events during the day. You guys probably kind of realize that by now, but I wanted to mention that on camera. So anyway, we found our parking space, we park, get out, start walking to the stadium. Now, of course, me as a Ole Miss fan, I'm in Ole Miss gear. I got a Ole Miss hoodie on. I got a Ole Miss long sleeve and a short sleeve underneath as well too. I got a Ole Miss hat on. You know, it's kind of pretty obvious, and people realize pretty quick, okay, you know, this guy over here, he's an Ole Miss fan. Soon as me and my dad get out the car, of course, there's Florida fans everywhere. Florida fans to my left, Florida fans to my right, Florida fans behind me, Florida fans there and they're in front of me. Many Florida fans started up discussions. Hey, what's up, Ole Miss fans? Welcome to Gainesville. How are y'all doing? Oh, we got some rebels down here. Hey, where are you guys from? Do you guys want a free drink? Want some free food? Or, yeah, where are you guys from? Of course, all kind of Florida fans, trying to ask us questions and just start up a discussion with us. But yeah, as far as how I was treated, as far as the hospitality, I was treated pretty good. I'll be honest with you. I've been to some other places as well too. I've had some great experiences in other towns and other campuses as well too. But there in Gainesville, same way. I was treated very good before the game, during the game, even after the game. I was treated very good and nobody gave me problems. And hey, I'm one of those, I'm like, okay, there in the Bible, it talks about, treat others the way you want to be treated. That's how I was treated this past weekend, even at Ole Miss games. Of course, there's away fans that come to Oxford for every game. Same way, I treat, or at least I try and treat their fan base pretty good as well too. I treat them how I want to be treated. And as far as the Florida fans, I was treated very good this weekend. Once again, I was offered free food a lot. I was offered free beer and free drinks, and all kind of fans inviting us inside their tent. Several fans just wanted to talk to us. Treated very good. Once again, before the game, during the game, and after the game. And several of these fans we talked to for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes. Several times we were stopped before we could get to the stadium. The people down there were super nice people. I was very impressed. My dad, same way. He was also very impressed by the kindness as well too. So the Florida fans, you guys did a very good job with how you treated me and how you treated the other Ole Miss fans as well too. And to the Florida fans who watch this video, I appreciate the kindness. I appreciate the hospitality. I really do. Really do mean it. So, of course, we were stopped many times, offered drinks and food several times. So anyway, we, by the time we talked to several fans, that probably took a whole hour right there. So anyway, we get pretty close to the stadium, and I told my dad, I'm like, okay, while we're here, let's walk around the stadium. Let's see what you can do outside the stadium. Of course, before the game, I want to check out the inside the stadium too. So anyway, we start walking around the stadium. The basketball stadium is right there beside the football stadium. Ole Miss is actually the same way too. They're on the home side for Ole Miss, the pavilion, which is our basketball stadium. It's right there beside the football stadium. Florida the same way. The football stadium right there beside the basketball stadium. There at Ole Miss, you can actually walk inside the basketball stadium and sit. You can actually sit inside before kickoff. They do have the court blocked off. So of course, if you walk inside, you can't actually see the court. Florida the same way. You can walk inside. They got some places you can sit down. Of course, restrooms were also open as well too. But yeah, as far as the court was blocked off. You couldn't see the court, but at least you could walk inside. But yeah, the basketball stadium, it was a pretty nice stadium. It was pretty nice. Maybe not quite as nice as Ole Miss, but it was still a very nice stadium. Of course, outside the stadium, there was several places who were selling stuff, several places giving away items for free. Of course, they're in Gainesville. Gatorade is very, very popular down there. You will see several places selling Gatorade inside the stadium. Of course, Gatorade is a Pepsi product. So outside the stadium, Pepsi was set up, giving away some free Pepsi and giving away some free Gatorade. There was a couple, I guess, I'm assuming nearby restaurants, or maybe just fans giving away some free pizza or giving away free barbecue or giving away some type of free food. So that was pretty cool. That, hey, you could get some free food before the game if you wanted to. Of course, several other places, like several like bouncy houses and several things for the kids to do. There was a place there trying to sell windows outside the stadium. Yeah, several places like, hey, spin the wheel or sign up, possibility you can win this, that type of stuff. So outside the stadium, I mean, nobody bothered us. Nobody pushed us to do anything as far as the vendors outside the stadium. But yeah, several activities to do outside the stadium for the kids. The bouncy houses, like football, tossing games, that type of stuff. So yeah, several activities for the kids, several places outside giving away something for free. Even one place is giving away some free bags. So even stuff like that, you could get for free maybe if you ever come to a Florida game. So yeah, lots of free stuff down there, or lots of opportunities for free stuff nearby the stadium. Now, outside the stadium, now of course Florida they got a couple guys who have won the Heisman before. Of course, they had Tim Tebow won the Heisman. Danny Wolford won the Heisman, and then Steve Spurrier was the other one. They got a couple like Heisman statues outside the stadium. Seeing those statues of the Heisman winners are pretty cool. There is a shop outside the stadium called the Gator Sports Shop, which is the official, I guess it's like the official like shopping store of Florida Athletics. So you could check out that area before the game. Also, a little behind the scenes, Andrew was inside there, made a separate video. The Florida fans may enjoy that video, but yeah, they're inside the shop. Bunch of jerseys, footballs, tons of shirts, tons of hats, just all kind of Florida Gators gear inside. Of course, also outside the stadium as well too. You can see, I forget what you call this. The Florida fans help me out on this. But just like Ole Miss, the players arrive like 2 hours before kickoff. They get off the bus, walk to the stadium. If this is wrong, somebody please correct me. I think it's called the Gator Walk. that may not be right. But anyway, all it is the players arriving on campus, get off the bus, walk to the stadium. That's all it is. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, several things outside the stadium that you could do or see. If you're a Florida fan or if you're a fan like me who roots for somebody else for the first time ever coming to Gainesville, several places you can check out, several things you could do. Now, this part here, I got some stories on this part. And I'll put it to you like this. This is something that some fans are not going to like down there. And this is something that some fans would not get bothered by. I guess is kind of how I word it. But this is also a question for the Florida fans as well too. Because once again, this is my first time coming down here. I'm not down here for every home game. I don't know what it's like for every home game in Gainesville. One thing we noticed beside the stadium, and once again, this is the question for the Florida fans. And this is there's a possibility this group may do it every game. Possibility this could be the first time they've ever done it. Honestly, I don't know. So this is a question for the Florida fans here. But this past Saturday, when we got close to the stadium, we noticed there is a lot of Jehovah Witnesses outside the stadium, which me and my dad, I guess we were kind of caught off guard. I guess we were kind of not expecting to see that at the stadium. So whenever we started seeing these Jehovah Witnesses around the stadium, I guess we were kind of a little surprised and a little shocked. And so my question is this for the Florida fans. Are there Jehovah Witnesses there every game? Or is this the first time they ever came to Gainesville? Look, I'm just somebody asking the question. I don't know. But we noticed there around the stadium, there's like a group of two here. You got two here, two here, two here, two there. And they were all spread out around the stadium. So once again, you got a group of two here, two here, two here, two there, two here. You got two over here. They were all in groups of two. Now, this is me taking a guess here. As far as all around the stadium, I'm going to take a guess here and probably say there was probably close to maybe, I'm going to say anywhere between 20 to 30 of them around the stadium. And there were some of them, I'll put it to you like this. There were some of them that were just kind of standing back and it's almost like if you want to talk to them or if you want to learn more, you have to approach them. I guess it's kind of how you word it. Some of them were not bothering anybody. And then you had some of them that were kind of right there in the middle, trying to get people's attention, or they were telling you like, okay, this is what's going on. Y'all come talk to us. Y'all come learn more about Jehovah Witnesses. Some of the Ole Miss fans down there, some of the Florida fans did not like the approach they were doing, I guess is kind of how you word it. Once again, some of those Jehovah Witnesses, some of them stood back. Some of them did not say a word. But then you had some of them right there in the middle, kind of bothering some fans, or some fans made it very clear, and they made it very quick. Okay, I don't want to talk to you. Just get out my way. Some fans were very upset about that part. Some fans just kind of kept on walking on and just kind of ignored the Jehovah Witnesses. But me and my dad, I'm going to tell you a little fact about me. So actually, me and my dad, we're actually Baptists. For those who don't know, I'm actually Baptist. This is an interesting fact that some of y'all may not know about me. So I've been Baptist my whole entire life. Go to a little bitty small Baptist church. Sunday morning, we average anywhere from probably 70 to 90 or 100. Of course, Sunday night and Wednesday nights, less than that. But I've been going to the same church for years. My mom plays piano at our church. My dad plays the bass guitar at our church. My dad is also a deacon at the church. And also, for those who don't know, I'm actually a Sunday school teacher at my church as well, too. So my family, we are very involved with church, and we have very strong beliefs in what we believe in. So for those who know anything about Baptists and Jehovah Witnesses, if you look at what we both believe in, when you do some research, you'll kind of notice pretty quick. Okay, the Baptists and the Jehovah Witnesses, they believe very, very different in a lot of topics. So me and my dad's like, okay, you know what? While we're down here, we're going to talk to these Jehovah Witnesses. We're going to witness to them, and we're going to ask them questions as well too, just kind of learning more about what they believe in. So we talked to a couple different people down there. We didn't talk to all 20 or 30 of them, but we did talk to some of the Jehovah Witnesses down there. Some of the discussion did not go the best. There toward the end, it was just kind of almost like, okay, we just don't agree on this. I'm sorry, but some of the discussions there toward the end, kind of somewhat similar. It was not a heated battle. It was not a heated discussion, but there toward the end, it's kind of like, okay, you know, we appreciate you talking to us, and we appreciate you talking to them, and shook hands there toward the end. But it was kind of like, okay, I'm sorry, we don't believe on the same stuff. You know, maybe that's how we are. We don't mind talking to people about religion and God, that type of stuff. So, but yeah, I'm just kind of giving you guys a heads up. Once again, this is a question for the Florida fans. Is there Jehovah Witnesses outside the stadium every game, or is this the first time ever? Honestly, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just kind of curious as well too. But I found that part very interesting, that there's a bunch of them outside the campus. So to the other Ole Miss fans watching this video, or anybody else watching this video down the road, just kind of a heads up. Possibility you may get approached by some Jehovah Witnesses, and there's a possibility some of them may take it a little too far, or some of them may really push you, and some of them are going to try and do the best to talk to you. I guess it's kind of how to describe it. So just a little heads up on that. But yeah, that part was very, very interesting. Different for sure, but just a heads up. Okay, so moving on from that part. So we go inside the Gator shop, which is right there beside the stadium. It's I guess you can call it kind of like a gift shop, or like a fan store, I guess is kind of how you describe it. It's just like Rubber Rads for those Ole Miss fans watching this video. That Gator shop, they sell jerseys, hats, clothes, other accessories, just all kind of Florida Gator stuff. So went inside there. It's a very busy place on game day. Decent sized shop, but yeah, definitely if you're a Florida fan, that place is pretty cool. Tons of Florida merchandise. They're inside. Prices kind of average compared to everybody else. Prices, the average, or not too bad, but that shop was pretty cool. So yeah, sorry guys. So yeah, that's something the Florida fans and other fans may want to check out as well too. So then, moving on, and I apologize. This video is already like 25 minutes long already. I apologize, but anyway, yeah, this video is gonna be super long. So anyway, we get inside the stadium. Got inside the stadium like an hour and a half before kickoff. And I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, I'm like, Dad, let's walk around the stadium. Let's see, let's check out the restaurants here. Let's see if there's anybody selling stuff inside, or pretty much we just want like a tour of the stadium. That's all it is. We just want to check out what the stadium's all about. So I do want to mention this on camera as well too. And I showed a part of this back in the game day vlog, and this is something that was brought up by many Florida fans. So yes, there are several eating places inside the stadium. Of course, there's several places selling hot dogs. There are several Domino's locations inside the stadium. Several places selling hot dogs, barbecue, nachos. Couple places selling chicken. I think I saw one place selling like a chili, like a Philly cheesesteak or something. Couple other just random stuff. There's one place selling some like Mexican food, I think, quesadillas, that type of stuff. So anyway, there are tons of eating options inside the stadium, but I realized pretty quick, okay, the food here, it is super, super expensive. And I thought Ole Miss was expensive with some of their food options. Florida's expensive. If you go back and watch the game day vlog, I actually bought some barbecue nachos. The nachos, well, it was not many chips. It was not much meat. And after tax, it was over $20. I feel like I was ripped off, to be honest with you, because of the amount of food I got. There at Ole Miss, you could get barbecue nachos, you could get more chips, and you could get more meat for, I think it's like 13 or 15 bucks. And it's not just barbecue, but even the hot dogs down there are expensive. To get like a little bitty small Domino's pizza was like 14 bucks just for like 4 small slices. That was expensive as well too. That was expensive with not much food we're getting. The Gatorade is down there like 5 or 6 a piece. The beer down there was expensive. Basically, my point is this. All the food and all the drinks are expensive. And if you eat inside the stadium, you will be spending some major bucks. If it's just you, if it's a family of 4 or more, you will be spending a lot of money on food. So yeah, the prices on food were kind of shocking, surprising. As far as the taste, I mean, the taste wasn't bad. I just wish I would have got more food. But yes, just kind of a heads up. Yeah, the food's expensive. So yeah, walk around the stadium, you see several restaurants, you see several banners hanging up, several things on the walls. So like when you're walking around the stadium, when you're on like the east side or the west side or checking out the end zones, the stadium, you can walk around the whole entire stadium. I know Ole Miss is a little different now. There at Ole Miss, the student section is blocked off now. So the students cannot come to the home side or the away side. So yeah, that area is blocked off, but everything else is opened up. But yeah, there at Florida, every area was opened up. You could walk around the whole entire stadium. But yeah, there inside the stadium, you see several restaurants, several people selling stuff, several giveaway options, several beer options. Yeah, you see several banners and several stuff on the walls. So like inside the stadium, several things that you can see. So yeah, as far as the tour around the stadium, it was pretty neat. It was pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. Now, as far as the game, and oh man, we're almost 30 minutes into this video already. This video is going to be super long. Anyway, yeah, as far as the game was great. I was in section 40, I believe, which is on the away side. I was around the 25 or 30 yard line or so, but anyway, had a good seat. Yeah, the game, of course, once again, was not the outcome I was hoping for, but as far as the game experience, everybody treated me good. The place was wild. It was a cool atmosphere. it was a cool, how do I explain this? Yeah, it was a cool atmosphere, cool environment. The fans, they were very passionate. The fans were into the game big time. Ole Miss fans the same way. Of course, we were cheering for our team. Of course, the Florida fans cheering for the team as well too. But yeah, as far as the stadium and as far as the environment was also pretty cool. It was pretty neat as well too. So yeah, I guess kind of now moving on some. Of course, you had the band before the game and you had the band before the game and they were at halftime. Saturday was senior day as well too. The jumbotrons, they were not too big. There's jumbotron. They got two of them. There's one on one end zone and there's another jumbotron on the other end zone. I wish the jumbotrons were bigger. As far as the replays, you couldn't really see the replay too good on the jumbotron, but anyway, yeah, the stadium and the game was pretty cool. And of course, kind of moving on and getting pretty close to being done now. But even after the game, none of the fans took it too far. Nobody was rude or treated us bad after the game. Bunch of fans kind of telling us same thing from earlier. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope you guys enjoyed Gainesville. Hope you guys had a good time. Just kind of small talk like that. So the fans after the game were very, very nice, very respectful to me, even though my team was the one that lost. And of course, I'm thinking, okay, after the game, possibility there could be some fans or some students who may take it too far, may say some pretty ugly stuff, but I didn't have any fans that gave me any problems. They were all nice and super chill after the game. So yeah, had a good time, except the outcome. Now, as far as where do I rank Gainesville, as far as the other places I've been to, I'll say this. So once again, I've been to a lot of Ole Miss games in the past. Been to Starkville a couple times. I've been to Auburn, been to LSU, and I've been to Georgia as well too. As far as where do I put Gainesville out of all these places, this is something that the Florida fans may not want to hear, but I still believe Athens and Georgia was still the coolest place I've ever been to. I was there last year in Athens for the Ole Miss and Georgia game. Athens is a very cool college town, very cool stadium, very cool atmosphere. That place is pretty cool. I definitely see why Georgia is a top program every year. I definitely see why many 4- and 5-star athletes want to go there. Once you experience it, once you go to a game in Athens and you experience a Georgia game, you understand why that place is so popular, and you see why transfers, and you see why many of the high recruits want to come to Athens. So to me, I think Georgia was still number one on my list. I think LSU was still number 2 on my list. LSU was also a pretty cool atmosphere, still a pretty cool place. But then I don't put Florida number 3. I'm putting Florida ahead of State. I'm putting Florida ahead of Auburn as well too. So yeah, Florida, I will say this, the Swamp is still a very cool place. Gainesville, yeah, the Swamp, the stadium, the whole entire atmosphere, and everything going on game day was still very cool. Gainesville is still a place I recommend. It's an amazing town. It is an amazing atmosphere. Very cool stadium. This is a place I recommend coming to for sure. If I ever come here again, I don't know. But Gainesville, the stadium, and just everything that happened that day, I was blown away by the kindness and the hospitality. And yeah, just my first experience down there was a good experience for sure. Except some of the except the outcome and except the Jehovah Witnesses situation. But anyway, yeah, had a good time down there for sure. Had a blast. So yeah, this place is pretty cool. It's a would recommend for sure. So that's pretty much all I have for this video. I apologize. This video is going to be over 35 minutes long. I apologize. I apologize the video is so long, but I just had so much I just want to say. I had so much I want to mention in this video, but that is all I have for this video. So if you guys have any more questions for me, feel free and leave some questions. Florida fans, if you guys have any questions for me, or if you want to leave any feedback on the things I mentioned in this video, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free and leave some feedback in this video. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So if you can, just leave a like. Comments, always appreciate it. And also, if you have not, hit the subscribe button as well too. Would also mean a lot as well too. See you guys in this video. Have a good one. And of course, howdy toddy.